Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Ionna, InfyPower, and Eaton. Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. Also, InfyPower, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. And Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware, and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI.
Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec, where I find myself in Charlotte, North Carolina at a brand new, amazing track called 10 out of 10. And man, I could make a whole video just on this track, but I've got something special for you today. I've got Chris Bowman, who is the product manager for the Chevy Blazer EV, as well as Justin Salmon, who's an interior designer at Chevrolet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them take us through the 3 different variants of the Chevy Blazer EV, and then at the end we've got 2 spicy versions that we're going to show you as well that I think you're really going to enjoy. So let's get it on here on Charlotte Motor Speedway at the 10 out of 10 track right across the street from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and let's talk Chevy Blazer EV. All right, gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Chris, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit more properly than perhaps I did.
Sure, my name's Chris Bowman. I'm the product marketing manager on the Blazer EV.
All right, great. And Justin?
Hi, I'm Justin Salmon. I'm an interior designer for Chevrolet.
Excellent, excellent. That must be a cool job. Both your jobs must be great. So first of all, thank you for hosting and having us out here today. We really appreciate it. And our audience, I'm sure, would love to understand the 3 different variants of the car. And the way you've got this display here is perfect. Chris, can you take us through the 3 different models?
Sure. So the first one we have here is our LT version of the Blazer EV. Then we move over to our Galaxy Gray RS version, which is the next step up. And then finally we have the brand new Blazer EV SS.
Okay, got it. Talk to me a little bit about the base model here. Price point, range, is it front wheel drive, is it rear wheel drive, and yeah, just take me through it.
Absolutely. So our LT version starts out at $45,995. That's including destination charge, but before the available federal tax credit. This vehicle is available in a front wheel drive version with an 85 kilowatt hour battery. That'll get you 312 miles of range. It's also available in an all-wheel drive version, also with that same 85 kilowatt hour battery. That'll get you 283 miles of range, and both of these vehicles have a maximum DC fast charging capability of 150 kilowatts.
150, not 190.
These with the 85 kilowatt hour battery are paired with 150 kilowatt DC fast charging.
Okay, and now is that NMC chemistry or is that an LFP pack that's in these?
That is an NMC chemistry, yes.
NMC chemistry,
yes.
Okay, great, interesting. I guess I didn't realize that there was a small battery pack version of the vehicle. 0 to 60 times on these?
0 to 60 times for the all-wheel drive version is right at 6 seconds. For the front-wheel drive version, it's about 7.5.
Okay, all right, that's good. All right, and then when we step up now to the RS.
Yeah, our RS version of the Blazer, we actually have those same batteries and powertrains in that vehicle. That one starts out at $57,995, again with the destination, but before tax credit. And this version, just a little bit more sporty version. We go from a 19-inch wheel to a 21-inch wheel, but still available in that same front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, same ranges. But in our RS, we also have available that rear-wheel drive variant. So the rear-wheel drive variant of this vehicle moves you up to that 102 kilowatt hour bigger battery. 365 horsepower in that vehicle, and that also gets you our max 334 miles of range.
Got it. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm taking notes here, my friend Chris. So there's a lot of variants to this. Drivetrain, battery, that's incredible.
Absolutely.
And that's intentional.
Intentional,
So
yes.
why not have a rear-wheel drive version with the small battery pack as opposed to having a front-wheel drive? I'm just curious.
You know, that's something where, because of GM's flexible battery platform and propulsion platform, we can mix and match a lot of different pieces to put together to meet customers' needs. And, you know, the reason that we have that rear-wheel drive version paired with the big battery is, you know, that's the version that's going to give you that maximum 334 miles of range.
Right. Makes sense. All right. Let's get spicy. Let's talk. Now, by the way, this thing is a looker. I mean, it is just gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're talking about spicy, this is actually habanero orange.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's very, very spicy color that we have here showing you our SS vehicle. You know, when you step up to the SS, now you're talking about stepping up to a dual motor performance all-wheel drive system. So we take that front wheel drive motor from the front wheel drive, we take the rear wheel drive motor from the rear wheel drive version, we put them together to give you 615 horsepower, launching you from 0 to 60 in just 3.4 seconds.
Wow. And speaking of wow, what is wow? I mean, this terminology, what is this thing? Wow.
Yeah, so wow mode is our wide open watts mode. So that's a button you can push in the vehicle that unlocks an extra 100 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque over the base vehicle. And actually, when you turn that mode on, it'll actually stay on until you turn it off or until you turn off the key and cycle the vehicle. So you can actually drive in wow mode all day long if you want. It's not just a launch mode.
And when you say an extra 100 horsepower over the base vehicle, are you talking about in the SS itself?
Yes.
Okay, so
without wow mode on, you're at 515 horsepower. When you turn it on, you go up to 615.
Okay, so key up setting is non-wow. And then in order to get that 3.40 to 60, do you have to go into launch control mode as well in order to invoke that?
Yes, so to get the ultimate 3.4, you're going to put the vehicle in wow mode, and also we have a launch mode where we're actually pre-applying torque to those motors and getting the vehicle ready. Your foot's on the brake and also on the accelerator. You take your foot off the brake and you go for that launch that's going to snap your head back.
Right. That's interesting. Very, very good. Well, listen, Chris, thank you so much. Justin, I'd love to get you in here and talk a little bit about some of the styling cue differences. Maybe we'll start all the way over in the base one again, if you don't mind.
And I think, you know, seeing the whole lineup here is a great opportunity to kind of compare and contrast, because they really do take on unique personas. In the case of the LT, you get a little bit more of a monochromatic, a little bit of a simpler appearance, but feeling very clean and modern. And then as you move up to the RS, you'll notice they bring the black into the grille, and we bring in that full width light bar, which kind of brings in some of the choreography with charging and with that walk-up moment when you approach the vehicle. And when you move over to the SS, you get a unique fascia. Again, everything below that light bar is unique for the SS. Gives it a little bit of a wider, more aggressive appearance that feels appropriate for the SS. You know, we mentioned a little bit ago those 22-inch wheels here. These are unique for the SS, and they put those Brembo brakes on display here. They're finished in a tech bronze, something the team's really excited about, embellished with the SS branding. So as you're walking around the vehicle, there's a sense of what that vehicle is capable of. In the case of the SS, you'll see the black top roof that is standard on the SS, available on the RS, but we think it really kind of creates a great contrast here with the habanero exterior finish. You'll also notice, in the case of the SS, the clear lens execution of the taillights. That's something that sets it apart from the RS and the LT, and again, really creates a great contrast against that habanero orange. That lower fascia and diffuser execution, that is unique for the SS here, and again gives it a unique persona. And then as you walk up, you'll notice between the RS and the LT, the way that that bumper is finished, it kind of moves up to a painted execution in the case of the RS, and you'll get it molded there in the LT. So again, each of these cars really takes on their own unique persona, and through some of these subtle details, it really makes for a compelling product and a choice for every taste.
Can you take me through just a quick interior tour?
Absolutely.
Let's just do the SS.
Yeah, since we're nearby.
Since we're here for the SS, right?
Yeah, there are a couple details in the case of the SS that the team is really excited about. So as you open up the interior, one of the first things you'll notice is the use of argon orange on the seat belts. Bringing color into the seat belts is something the team is really excited about. Really feels special as you get in and buckle up. You'll notice those argon orange accents again are being used in stitching throughout the interior. They create a really nice contrast against the dark colorways and the suede being used. You'll also notice the perforation on the seat is unique here for the SS. That dot pattern looks a little bit like lightning bolts, a little bit like an SS when you get a little bit closer, and that'll be unique for the SS and kind of a neat Easter egg the team's excited about.
Very cool.
You'll also get your SS branding there on the steering wheel, and all these details work together to create something a little bit special as you climb into the SS. Again, those seatbelts have to be my favorite part. Is something special about buckling up and having that color reach over.
Right. All right, Chris, a couple more things about this SS I was curious about. Price point, also, are there options? If you wouldn't mind, just take us through some of the things maybe we didn't chat about.
Yeah, absolutely. So this SS really comes as a fully loaded car right out of the factory. You know, it's $61,995 with our destination fee, but with before federal tax credit. But really, there's only two options on this SS model. We have an optional sunroof, which is a panoramic sunroof that can open and also has a shade. And then as well as our performance package. So our performance package on this car gets you a summer-only tire and a performance brake package for that ultimate performance with the vehicle.
And it comes standard with heads-up display, I understand, right?
Yes, also, standard heads-up display on this vehicle, standard Super Cruise hands-free driver assistance technology, standard heated rear seats. Basically, if you took our RS that you're familiar with and loaded up every option, it's all standard on the SS.
Gotcha. Great, excellent. Chris, we promised, the SS is amazing. It is amazing, but we promised some special versions of the car. Take us through these over here, my friend.
Yeah, so what we've got over here is, this is our Blazer EV Police Pursuit vehicle. It is actually the only pursuit-rated EV that we have right now that's available for sale from General Motors or any other brand. So what this vehicle does is this is designed specifically for police use, heavy-duty use. It takes the same drive motors and batteries from the SS vehicle, so high-power vehicle, but wraps it in a more base exterior, kind of like from our LT for police use. They don't need all that flash of the exterior of the SS. So special 20-inch steel wheels on this vehicle.
Steelies, you gotta love those. You know what you need to do? You need to put that as an option on the SS. Come on, Chris.
Yeah, 20-inch steel wheels with actually a Firestone Pursuit-rated tire.
Now we're talking. I like that.
Yep. This vehicle is also upfitted with all the police lights and everything, sirens, all that good stuff, all for police use. The police departments can actually order this vehicle with a full plastic back seat with a cage.
Okay.
So, we really think this Blazer EV is going to really please a lot of the police departments out there, just because, again, with the Blazer EV being a mid-size SUV, it's a little bit bigger. Our seats are a little bit wider, fit those big utility belts that the police officers wear.
I noticed that as I was on track that it fit my big utility belt. So, that was good. So if a local department wanted to purchase this vehicle, who would they contact to do that? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so within General Motors, we have our GM Involved team. That's our fleet team that deal with fleet orders for whatever they are, whether they're government, commercial users, police departments, things like that. They go through that team and they can order this awesome Blazer EV Police Pursuit vehicle.
Okay, and then is this, when I see this all stickered up with the lights and everything that's on it, is that coming out of your factory like that, or do you have a partnership with an aftermarket company that delivers all of that?
Yeah, we actually do partner with an aftermarket unit that they actually do all the police upfits, and it's actually the same company that does a lot of different police cars, including our police Tahoes and Silverado that we have out there too. So they do all that police upfit work.
Gotcha, that's great. And what is going on over here to the left?
Oh yes, super proud of this vehicle. This once again is our Blazer EVSS sitting here in Riptide Blue, but we have a couple special decals on this. This is the actual vehicle that paced the Daytona 500 this year.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
So that was actually the first time that an EV has ever paced the Daytona 500 race. And this year's Daytona 500 was actually a really difficult race for a pace car.
A lot of rain delays, I remember, right?
We had a lot of rain delays. The race was almost 8 hours long. This vehicle had to stay on the whole time. Did over 100 miles, and pace laps at Daytona are actually, they're not slow speed. They're 70-mile-an-hour pace laps. So did a lot of laps
you know
around.
What, when you think about it, okay, the fact it was an 8-hour race, but the fact is that's not even a challenge. That's not even a challenge for this vehicle. I mean, or for any EV, but that's great. And it's nice that you were able to showcase that and let everyone know that the SS Blazer is now out. Looks really good. I like this. You should sell this thing like this. That would be terrific. All right, so I'd just like to thank Chris and Justin for taking us through the 3 models, especially the new SS. And look, this thing is sweet. Check it out. If you're in the market for an SUV that moves and 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, and 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds, a Chevy Blazer SS, go check it out.